The Selous Game Reserve in southeast Tanzania is the largest protected wilderness area in Africa. More than 50,000 square kilometers with miombo woodland, open grassland, wetlands, lakes and rivers. Selous is home to one of the most important elephant populations in Africa. An aerial survey of wildlife will provide the Wildlife Division with data.
Wildlife is important for the Tanzanians for many reasons. One is that it's something that we were given by whoever created us. We should make sure it continues existing.
There's been a wave of poaching sweeping across the continent. Tanzania has been hit very hard. We believe that the Selous has been hit especially hard, and we really do need to find out exactly how many elephants are left within this ecosystem, their distribution across the ecosystem, and take action as a result. This census is one of the largest in Africa. We're going to cover an area of over 100,000 square kilometers. We're working in partnership with the Wildlife Division, who have commissioned the census, and Ivory, the Tanzanian Wildlife Research Institute, who are responsible for leading the survey.
We are hoping that this information will help the nation and the international community to appreciate the problem and deal with it at international level. We have to work together because, for this ivory, say, to reach China, it has to go through a few transit countries, and even at the destination, they also have to be aware of the plight of elephants. It's a renewable resource, but if it's not used sustainably, it will perish. And that's what we are trying to stop.
An extensive wildlife census will help reveal current threats to the elephant population in Selous. Under the leadership of Dr. Edward Koi from the Tanzania Wildlife Research Institute, international experts have gathered in Selous to collaborate on the census. Frankfurt Zoological Society provides an aircraft operated by pilot Felix Borner and additionally takes care of the logistics on the site.
What's required for a survey, for every time you start a survey, is that people who don't have any experience need to be chosen very carefully if they can understand the species, they identify the species very well, and have a chance to fly in the aircraft for several days to become used to the actual job. And we test them to ensure that they're not missing groups of animals, that they can identify the groups of animals correctly, and also to use the cameras. And that way we can be sure they're identifying and counting correctly.
So these we call the streamers. And these streamers is where the observers counting the animal between these two lines. The area the observers see at the bottom is around 150 meters wide. And that's why we need this one to define how much the observer, or where the observer should concentrate. So anything outside this line, we don't count.
Intensive preparation and training is necessary.
The cameras are there to help the human brain actually figure out the numbers. We are capable of counting up to the number 4 very quickly, and beyond that we use our language abilities to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. You have 5 seconds to be able to see and count all the animals. It's possible to do estimates, but the camera allows you to sit later on and actually count the group and figure out exactly how many were in the strip and how many exactly were in that group. In theory, we should be able to use all kinds of amazing technology, but nothing has come up yet which actually can beat the human eye. There are systems that can actually count groups of objects in an open field, thermal imagery which actually can see things at night, but for what we're working on here, in terms of the amount of time that we have available and the resources, this is really the best thing available.
The census begins. 3 planes are in the air, manned with 1 experienced pilot, 2 observers in the back, and a front seat observer. Within 13 days, a total of 32,000 kilometers are flown, the distance from Tanzania to Los Angeles and back again.
Right observer, how many? 5. And left observer? 6. Okay.
Census flying is actually the most challenging flying I think you can do as a pilot. It's mainly because we're flying really low. We're flying at 350 feet above the ground, which means we're sharing that airspace with vultures and all sorts of other birds, so you have to be very alert. Plus, if anything goes wrong, you normally have forest or trees underneath, so it's actually quite dangerous at that altitude. The elephants are mainly important because they have been very badly poached for the last 5 or 6 years, and we just really need to know what the numbers are and what's going on. We want to do a count that is very reliable and has international observers on it, and that everyone can trust afterwards.
The collected data is carefully being analysed and evaluated in Tanzania.
The important thing is to get a good result in statistical and scientific terms. It's then up to the people who devise conservation policy, and it's up to the politicians and the international community to decide what should be done. That's not really our job. Our job is to get the best information using the best methods that we can to give to them so they can make good policy decisions.
Ensuring elephants' continued existence is now top priority.
Because one day, all the Tanzanian society, everyone in the Tanzanian society will see the importance, economic importance of wildlife to the country and to every Tanzanian citizen.
The Selous Wildlife Census 2013 provides us with solid data. The major challenge now is how to transform these findings into effective protection as soon as possible. We're running out of time.